Hey guys, welcome to Bronx Porch Homestead. And this weekend I am not in the Bronx. The New York City heat advisory says that right now it's 104 degrees for today. So the garden is going to be challenged. My daughters did do some watering early this morning, but I am up in Hancock, New York, enjoying the summer home and also getting ideas. My garlic in the planter that I planted last November, not one of them came up. So I have been thinking about how I planted it, and I think I mentioned in another video that I think I planted them too deep. I'm gonna try it again this year because I want to make sure that I succeed. So when you fail, you have to. I what I do is I do it again, but I do it with something different. Because if you fail at a garden and you keep repeating the same techniques and the same way that you planted it, same soil, you're gonna get the same results. So definitely change it up, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the garlic again, but that's when it's the cool season. And I'm going to do it differently because obviously if I do the same thing again, I'm going to fail again. So this time I want to make sure that I only go down 1 inch. Then I add the mulch about 1 inch, and then I'm going to add the pine needles and stuff on the top. I think I went down too deep. So I'm going to try it again until it comes up. Right now I have the kale. But then again, I've been thinking about other things up here. So the reason I'm doing this video is because I've had city folks in my neighborhood who have said, I'd love to buy property outside of New York City because we just don't have the land here to grow. And that's fine. I think that's great if you can get yourself a piece of property and then you have like a little real estate. Outside of New York City, the real estate is a little cheaper by far. So the problem that I see up here is that because I'm not here 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, having a vegetable garden is challenging. Sure, you can have an apple tree and let nature water it. But if I were to actually build 2 more planters here and add more seedlings, I would need a automatic irrigator. Because it doesn't really rain up here that often, and the garden needs water every day. So I would definitely have David put an irrigation system on a timer so that this way, when we are not up here during the week, or when we're not up here on the weekend, because sometimes we'll come up during the week as well, and we'll do like an overnighter or 2 days, at least the time that we're not here, we would have this automated irrigation going, and it's as though somebody's here. So yeah, you can definitely have property outside of New York City, but you would need to have systems in place. And that is one big system that needs to happen for us if I was going to add the other 2 planters. So these are the other 2 planters that I have. They are the 9-in-1 modular metal raised bed, the Vigo Gardens, which I highly recommend. These are very big planters. These are the ones that I planted the garlic outside. But I am not going to do these this year because I'm going to do a little research on irrigation. Once these are assembled and we put the soil in, the irrigation has to go in because, again, this is not our 100% lived in home. But I am ready. I am prepared. Let's go downstairs and I'll show you what I mean. Before we go downstairs, I just want to let you know that living in a city environment, whether it's Chicago, Los Angeles, living in an area where it's suburban, living in places that restrict you from farming, whatever farming you want to do, there are other options. So coming up here, I live in the Bronx, and I live in a very urban, noisy, in environment where it's a lot of concrete. There's a lot of people. It is nothing like up here. So having this space, having this second home that we have, that eventually, as we get older, we'll be using more and more. We do use it a lot, especially during the nice weather. We've been coming up every weekend. We've been staying overnight, staying for a few days. But it does make me realize that if I want to garden up here, I'm not looking to garden. I'm not looking to have cows. This is not a cow area. This is not a horse area. But it can be a chicken area. It can be a rabbit area. It can be a beehive area. The same thing that we have in the Bronx, we can have here. We cannot have goats up here. This is not an area for that. However, in the Hancock area, I'm sure there's someone that has horse, and when we do drive up, we can smell cows, and I've seen cows up in French Woods, which is only like a 5-minute drive. So there is land here to farm real livestock, like big livestock. I'm not doing that at my age. So, but up here I can see, like, spending more time up here, bringing the hens along and putting them in one of those big carriers. And if I'm going to stay up here for, like, let's say a month at a time, that's what I would do. But on the weekends, they're back in the home and my daughters take care of it. But having a space like this, as I was saying, yeah, I need to start thinking about systems, and but I'm not afraid of it. And yes, it's upkeep having a second property, but it's just another option for those that are thinking, well, I live in the city, I live in a city, I would like to have some kind of a country life. Yeah, you can do it. You can have it. You have to roll up your sleeves and put a lot of work into it, because that's what David has done. When we bought this house, a lot of work went into it, but it was well worth it. We've had it for, so far, it feels like a gazillion amount of years, and we're enjoying the river today. But now let's go downstairs and check out what I'm talking about with the irrigation. Okay, so I'm going down the stairs. I'm pointing the video out so you can see what I'm looking at. And so there's the big 9-in-1 planter. So you see what I mean about not doing the other two. This is the one that we planted just for reference. This is, see, there's the bag of mulch, I think. That's mulch. And this is a huge bed. It's a very huge bed. So none of the garlic came out, unfortunately. I planted it too deep. But look, funny how this is. This is kale, and the kale did absolutely beautiful. So that's the Russian kale, which I'm going to harvest. I did plant mammoth sunflower seeds over there. I also planted mammoth sunflower seeds here, sunflower seeds there, and sunflower seeds here. I'm going to do sunflowers here. In the back of the planter, I did all sunflowers. I'm just going to leave it. I watered it this morning. Maybe when I come back, I'll do cucumbers, because cucumbers and sunflowers are great. Anyway, if I were to do this bed twice, it would probably be here and here. We would level it, build the foundation for it, and then we would have one long one this way, one long one this way, and then I would have the trellis going over. The irrigation would have to come from this hose, which would be automatic. And let me see, I think it feeds off of here, see? So we do have the outlet. Now I just have to come up with a system so that it's automatically fed into the planters. So that's gonna be a spring thing. Here's our quince. This is a quince tree or shrub. This is the flower. You know, quinces are very tart, but they're good jams. Just have to have a good recipe. Check them out. I did prune them so that it concentrates on the fruit. This is not something that you can just take a bite out of. you need to process quince, you know. But it looks really, really good. I'm glad that there's a lot of fruit on there. So yeah, I did. We cut out like the branches on the bottom. So now we have these big fruits that I guess in September we'll harvest them. So this is the back of the house, and it's a little further out. So where I showed you the planters are gonna go for the spring, that's gonna go there. It's so nice that we're in mid-July, and already I'm thinking about fall for the garden, fall like you know, fall seeds over in the Bronx, and I'm also thinking about spring. So it's you know, a garden is just something to always look forward to, you know. So yes, up on the top there, up on the very, very top there. So over there in the spring, I kind of want to have a slide out porch so that I can have my coffee, you know. So I'll have 3 planters in the spring. Hopefully I can get that slide out porch. And right now I'm just really enjoying the backyard. This is a very shady area. We have this beautiful tree here. I don't want to, I want to work with what I have, right? So there's enough dappled sun in there in the morning that I can work with when it comes to growing vegetables, and also a little bit in the afternoon late. But for the rest of this area here that you see, this is pretty much shady all day long. And that's fine. For me, that's fine. You know, I don't have to have 100% sun all the time. The way climate changes, we need shade. We need shade. So I'm happy about this here. Want to show you the blueberries. So we did plant a lilac that I just got bit by an ant. We did plant a lilac that got super overgrown. It's like a Jurassic lilac, so we had to prune it and make it look like a tree. But we do have 3 blueberries. So this area here, right now there's only 3 blueberry bushes. My intention is to actually grow blueberries over here on the bottom, add like another 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 big blueberry bushes all together, and maybe have the back as blackberry sprandles. So I think just having this area as a blueberry, blackberry area, I think would be great. I think that's a nice plan for me. So what I'll do is I'll just keep buying, you know, blueberries, and if the blackberries don't work out well in the Bronx, what I'll do is I'll maybe just transfer half of them over. I think I had bought 6, so maybe I'll just transfer 3. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy today. But yeah, if you're thinking that you can't have a little piece of property like this, think again. You know, get a license, drive, you know, go on a journey. This is about 2 hours and 20 minutes away from where we live, which is a good driving distance. And, you know, we come up when we can. In the wintertime, we come up too. But yeah, you can have a garden anywhere, even if you're not there. Gotta have systems in place. That's what I'm thinking. So my next thing to do on the to-do list is, besides dreaming and visioning, is looking to see what irrigation systems I can afford, for one thing, and how it works, you know, with the timer, how much water. All that is new for me, you know. That's like a science project for me. So I'm going to do that. But first, I'm going to go into the river and put my feet in the water. Well, guys, until the next time.